Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. Today, we're watching Torchwood, and quite frankly, it's about time. Hi.
Hello.
That's always the most awkward bit of every podcast.
It is. I don't know.
Trying to work out how to say hello.
Yeah, it's like you just Stephen's like there for like 2 minutes. Like, okay, do this.
Got to psych myself up to say hello, and then I'm always like hi or hello or something weird like that.
Don't sound like any of those.
Anyway,
hello.
we're here.
Welcome.
We're
back.
queer.
Get used to it.
Yeah. You doing okay?
Me.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate this week.
It's been a very strange week.
We've been separated.
Like Rose and the Doctor either side of the white wall.
Not actually. We're not actually separated.
No. I've been staying at my parents' because I'm house sitting for them while they're away looking after the cats, which is nice because I get to look after the cats.
Yeah.
But it's weird because, first time we've kind of not been together since we moved in together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I've been coming round and having dinner basically every day with you, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very stressful time for me.
Oh, yeah. He's play-bound.
My play is very nearly over. In fact, by the time you hear this, it will be over. It's been stressful.
It has been stressful.
And I can't wait to have my time back. Yeah. It's still roasting.
It's cooled off.
No, for me, it's very close. It's very humid.
In the morning, it's very cool.
In the morning, it's fun. I don't mind that, but you know it's going to, by the middle of the day, in fact, by probably about 10 o'clock, it's going to be like...
Is your classroom sun-facing? So is it morning to get the sun in the morning or to get the sun in the afternoon?
Well, it's in the middle of the playground and it's got windows on both sides, so, I mean...
You get sun all day?
Pretty much, yeah.
Ooh. Anyhow, cool.
Yeah.
On to why we're here.
Yeah, we're here because Torchwood...
Episode 8?
Yes, it is, 8 and 9. We've watched They Keep Killing Suzie and Random Shoes.
Random Shoes!
So you're enjoying Torchwood, aren't you?
I am very much enjoying Torchwood.
Stop the press.
I would call myself a Torchwood liker.
You hesitate to use the word fan?
Yeah. Actually, no, I do enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
I think what I enjoy most about it is because it's much more mature. I feel like they're older characters. The Doctor's old and Rose was
19.
Yeah. So I felt like I couldn't connect with her because I'm much older than 19.
Yeah.
I'm like
Martha's older than that though. When you get to meet her,
yeah,
and Donna's older than that, obviously.
So maybe I'll enjoy an older companion.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy the team because I do enjoy Torchwood because of the fact that I feel like they've all got some relatable quality, and they've all got flaws.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas the Doctor has flaws, but it's never recognised. Where in Torchwood, I feel like they have started to recognise their flaws.
Yeah. Oh, the Doctor's flaws will get recognised, believe me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Mum said, do I know the person with the hat and hugging the Doctor?
What?
Apparently, there's a new character. He's wearing a hat, multicoloured hat or something like that. And he's hugging the Doctor.
What? What are you talking about?
Shall I ring Mum and ask her?
Is she seen a picture somewhere else?
Yeah, she said the new series starts soon.
Well, not that soon. We've got 3 specials in November, and then the new series is coming in 2024.
Oh.
But what's this? If anyone knows what she means by a person in a multicoloured hat hugging, is it a woman?
I don't know.
Maybe it's Mel.
I don't know.
I can't think.
But Mum said,
was it today she was saying this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe
I've missed something. Maybe that fan favourite character, multicoloured hat person, is coming back.
Anywho, don't take the piss, Steve.
I'm not. Steve?
Vern.
You never call me Steve.
Steve Vern. I don't call you Steve, no.
Don't take the piss, Steve.
No one calls you Steve.
Oh, no, not really. Stevie I've had sometimes, but it doesn't suit me.
No. I tried. I did try when we first got together.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I don't think Steve suits you.
No, I'm just a Stephen.
But then you have to spell it with a V and it's just... What's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the point of being like PH when you've got to spell it with a V?
Yeah, just call me Steph.
Yeah, anyhow. Yeah, Steph.
Anyway, let's talk about They Keep Killing Suzie. What did you think of this episode?
It was okay. It was all right.
It's one of my faves, actually. I quite like it.
Yeah, I would watch it again.
It's fun to see Suzie back because she's a great actress and I think she's a good villain.
Yeah. So, yeah, she is a good villain. But the question I need to ask before I start to divulge in this whole episode,
yes,
how did she know that the glove, what's it called? The body riser? No.
Well, I was going to talk about that because they were talking about the name for it. That Owen was like, we never came up with a cool name for it. And Tosh said, well, I thought we called it the Resurrection Gauntlet. And Owen was like, I said a cool name. And then,
Resurrection Gauntlet is a cool name.
Exactly, that's what I think. It's much better than what Yanto called it, which was the Risen Mitten.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd much rather call it the Resurrection Gauntlet. Anyway, we just call it the glove. I call it the glove.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did she know the glove would bring her back?
Yes.
Fully. Yeah, I don't know, because they theorised that Suzie planned this whole thing from the,
She did.
Yeah.
She even said that she did.
Oh, did she? She actually openly said that.
She knew exactly. She put a headscarf on because she knew exactly what was happening.
Oh, true, yeah.
She knew exactly that she was draining Gwen.
Yeah.
And that's why she got close to Gwen.
Yeah.
So she could get Gwen out of the group so that she wouldn't have to. So
definitely.
They wouldn't realise when Gwen's in it. And she set up the lockdown.
Yes.
So she knew.
So she was a big master plan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But the question that, as you asked then, is, how does she know? Because she'd only managed to get it to work temporarily.
That's because she had no empathy. She had no empathy.
Yeah, but still,
I think
her
empathy came for herself. She was feeling sorry for herself because these were her victims. She killed her victims and she rose them alive.
Yeah.
What an utter bitch.
I just think the actress is brilliant, though, and I'm so excited because she's been cast in the next series of Doctor Who. I love how, once she's back alive, well, not alive, but
alive.
Well, but she's not alive though, is she?
When she's risen,
yeah,
when she's back risen,
when she's undead.
Yeah. Well, she's got a heartbeat, so she must be alive.
Yeah, but she's also got a hole through her head.
Yeah, but
a hole through her brain.
Yeah, but it's healing.
Yeah, but they didn't know that at the time.
She did.
Also, she couldn't die because, remember, Jack was shooting her.
Yeah. So
if you can't die, you're not alive, in my opinion. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. It just means you're not mortal, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, when she comes back and she first sort of gets over it, she just seems so bored and depressed.
Yeah.
She's like, am I going to stay like this forever? Like, or when she's sizing Gwen up and she's like, oh, you're my replacement. She's like, have you slept with Owen? Completely replaced me. Which is interesting because I wouldn't have expected Owen and her.
No, I don't think Owen. I didn't think she. No offense, don't want to sound anything bad, but I didn't think she'd be Owen's type.
I guess he
desperate.
Yeah, he's one of those types.
Let's remember this is a man who used a spray on a man and had a threesome with a man.
Yes.
Not that that's a bad thing, but
using the spray is bad.
It makes him look easy.
I think he's possibly quite sex addicted. He's one of those kind of people who just he has to have a lot of sex all the time.
Yeah.
There is more to the world than that.
Yeah.
Anyway, they also, I think, they did a really good makeup job with the bullet hole on her, under her chin and then on top of her head.
Yeah.
Back of her head.
But the thing is, this is the thing that we need to realise.
Yeah.
This is what you get when you actually have skilled people.
Yeah.
Doing a good job. It
is a great shot that when they're in the interview room and the camera just pans around and you gradually see the
I was like,
wound.
oh, what's that?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a bit hard to watch as a villain. She plays it well, but she's. I really don't like calculated villains.
That's what she is, isn't it?
Because I feel like calculated villains. I like things to be predictable. And I feel because they've calculated all the probabilities, they're unpredictable.
Maybe, yeah.
And she was talking to Max.
Oh, yeah.
And his trigger was Torchwood. Is he just going to stay down there all day, all his life, and just be triggered by Torchwood?
Oh, yeah, they never actually...
never let him go.
They never wrapped that up, did they?
Never fixed him, never told us what happened to him.
Yeah.
So he's just down there.
Yes.
The Weevil's down there.
Yes.
Oh no, the sex lady's gone back home.
Yeah. You know that thing about Torchwood, the word Torchwood triggering him into rage? It reminds me of, remember Adam, when he got the thing in his head and the doctor was like, kept clicking and annoying him and it kept opening.
Oh, yeah.
And then Rose had to have a go as well at the end. Yeah, they never wrapped that up, did they?
No. I guess you just got to assume that they did the best by him. Yeah,
I'm sure. Maybe they managed to...
Yeah, what episode was it when... Oh, no, it was the next episode, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
There was a massive hint at the beginning, though, weren't they? When the credits were rolling and like they just were showing the flashbacks to Suzie.
Yeah, that sort of thing really annoys me but I understand you kind of need to have it.
But the thing is, though, linked with the title, just gave away the twist.
Yeah, so I wouldn't let Ben see the title for this episode because I wanted to keep it as a surprise for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you say, it does kind of give it away when in the previously on they show you all the relevant Suzie bits.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily mean she's coming back. It could just mean maybe Gwen's having some trauma related to it or something. But yeah.
No, it was obviously what they were doing.
I suppose it's a bit unavoidable, isn't it?
I think something like more like Coded would have been a better title, like In the Darkness I Wait. That's
okay.
Good.
Okay.
That was good. Because all she said was darkness. And so she's been waiting in the darkness.
Yes.
That's a good.
It's all right.
Now this episode's been retitled to In the Darkness We Wait. In the Darkness I Wait.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about the whole portrayal of death and what happens after death in Torchwood. Because she's the second person to say there's nothing, it's just blackness. Remember the first episode, when they brought that murder victim back and they had time left to spare because he didn't see anyone. They were like, 2 minutes, don't waste it or something. And Jack said to him, what was it like when you died? What did you see? And stuff like that. And he just said, nothing, I saw nothing, it was black.
But surely Jack knows that.
Yeah, it's curious, isn't it? For me, I'm like, if you're dead, you've got no consciousness, so you can't experience it. So what I'm saying is if you get brought back and someone asks you what was it like, you wouldn't know. It could have been something else, or you could, you weren't there to experience it because you were dead. Do you know what I mean? Like people say, oh, it's oblivion, it's blackness, but that doesn't mean to say you're then just experiencing blackness, like with your own mind still going.
See, I think to myself, like it would just feel like you're asleep.
Yeah, well, to me, it's just like before you were born, except it's now after you were alive. You don't remember anything before you were born because you weren't around to do anything or think a thing. And it'll be the same after you're gone. You'll just not be there. It's quite bleak to think about it. But
it is a bit depressing.
But in Torchwood, they're making this whole thing of like, there is this sort of darkness and there's something
moving in the dark.
Something out there.
So they're talking about like they're now going to the world of the spirits, which I personally think is like quite magical.
It is, yeah. So
they're now crossing this like border.
It doesn't work for me.
Like paranormal.
Yeah. I just think you can't, if you've come back, you can't comment on what death was like because am I making any sense?
But people do it all the time, Stephen. Like people say that I saw a white light up into heaven.
Yeah, but I think then we need to adjust our definition of death because people like their heart stops and they get brought back, they get resuscitated or whatever. People say, oh, they've died then and they've come back, but because if they died, they wouldn't be able to come back. So maybe our science just doesn't quite understand. They can't have technically died. Death is the end. If they were capable of being brought back, they hadn't completely died.
So what would you call it then?
Dying, near-death experience, but it's not death. I just think, medically, what is how do they define it in hospitals? When your
heart stops?
Is it when your heart stops?
This is getting very bleak, Stephen.
Yeah, but that's Torchwood. I just think it's interesting.
So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best Welsh accent.
Oh,
that's the problem. Gloves always come in pairs. Well, that's Irish.
That's your best Welsh accent, is it?
Owen, gloves come in pairs. No, do a Welsh accent for me.
That's the thing about gloves, sir.
That's the thing about gloves, sir.
They come in pairs.
They come in pairs.
That is a good line.
Yeah. We love Yanto. The more and more Yanto goes on, the more and more I think he's cute.
He is cute.
Yeah.
And you said, was it this episode or the other episode?
It was this episode. We get first spark of flirtatiousness.
No, that was what I was going to say. It was when you said, he's had a haircut.
Oh, yeah, he does next episode. Let's talk about the stopwatch.
Yes, let's talk about the fucking stopwatch.
I said to Stephen, I don't understand.
Yeah. So
and
obviously...
I always say that when I want Stephen to explain something to me. And he couldn't.
No, I've always found it weird. Obviously, it's something sexual. Because there was that frisson between them.
What?
That frisson.
In English, please?
That spark.
Oh. Why did you say...
And, I've tried to imagine what could you do with a stopwatch that's that exciting.
Time low job.
Yes, well, exactly. I Googled it and that's what people said. But it's a very Torchwood thing. Like I Googled stopwatch sex.
No, Stephen!
To see like what people said.
It's probably Guinness World Record, the fastest people to have sex.
Maybe. But then there was nothing really coming up. So then I added in Torchwood to my search query and it was all like Reddit and stuff and people saying, can someone explain this stopwatch thing to me? I don't understand it. So I'm like, okay, we're not the only ones that don't get it.
Yeah, it's a weird throwaway line. But I felt like this was the first time we had flirtatiousness
between
Yanto and Billy Bob.
Yes. So how do you feel about that?
Excited. I fucking love gay romance. I love all romance. I read straight romance. I read queer romance. I read all the romances.
Okay.
And as we know, I read lots. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see like how the dynamic change when they actually start dating and love is involved. Not this frisky bisky.
What makes you think there's going to be love involved?
Because I think Yanto's soft, and I think Yanto's going to give him his heart. Okay. Because when Yanto gives his heart to someone, as we saw with Lisa, I'm a robot and I chew people's brains apart. He gave his complete soul to her.
Yeah, and
now he's just teased it. He's like, I don't think he understands where he is, what he feels, or what. And I think there's a nugget of, as you say, a frisson, Freesome.
Maybe. Who'd be the third party in that? Owen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, if I wanted the perfect threesome, it'd be Reese. But I miss Reese.
Yeah, I know. He's not been in it much, has he?
He's cute.
When was he going to... Oh, he's going to be in the next episode. So that's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's when I'm pregnant, I don't know who it is starts. I really hope that we see Tosh become happy because the line that lives in my head at the moment is, love suited you.
I know. Don't hold your breath on that one.
Oh.
Well, who would you put her with if you were... would you make up... what character?
An alien.
What would be her perfect partner?
Mr. Sarah Jane, what's his name?
Mr. Smith?
Yeah.
A computer?
That's her perfect person,
Oh my God, yeah. Talk about cyber sex.
Stephen, your vulgarity hits new levels.
Yeah.
In every episode.
Yeah. I've stopped giving a shit now. I just say whatever I want to say.
Yeah, Stephen is like a thirsty. He's, if you know the rest, he's dripping.
Oh. I'll cut that.
Why?
That's too much.
No, it's not too much. If it's not too much for RuPaul's Drag Race. Oh, I just gave you the cue. It's not too much for you.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, talking of references, we've had a couple of people reply to your challenge where you said if anyone knows what Angemon is from.
Does everyone get it right?
They've both got it right from what I've seen.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Digimon, isn't it?
They're my people. My people.
My people. I found my people. Sorry, that's a Nanette reference, Hannah Gadsby. Anyway, so we kind of we got a bit of interaction with the police in this episode.
Yeah,
Detective Swanson, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, we did.
She, yes, you liked her.
I loved her.
She was a good character.
She was amazing. She was sassy. She's everything that I think Gwen should be.
Okay.
Sassy, but she bites back, fights back. But then she also cares. So she's like, give Torchwood priority and all this.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
She hates Torchwood. Well, not hates Torchwood, but she dislikes them because they get in her way.
Yeah, and because they're so entitled.
Yeah. And that is something that needs to be addressed and talked about in the show.
What?
That they are such an entitled secret agency. Yeah. And I'm sorry, but like...
But with good reason, don't you think?
How many Torchwoods do you think there is in the country? They're number 5, are they not?
They're 3.
3. So we've had 1, which is in London. 2 is somewhere...
One is destroyed and gone now.
Yeah.
2 is Scotland. Yeah, well done. You remembered.
I didn't. I just guessed.
Oh, it is Scotland. Yeah. And 4 is missing, whatever that means. So that never gets addressed, as far as I know.
Personally, if you're gonna, I think 4 would be like somewhere like Devonish. Devon,
okay. I was gonna say
Cornwall.
Ireland. So there's one in every country of the UK. But
Oh my god! Yeah, it's Ireland.
yeah, but I mean, we don't know. Nobody knows anything about that one, other than that it was run by a very strange man.
Oh. What's his name?
That's all we know. That's all Jack said in the first episode.
Oh. So I'm realising that this series is very lacking the aliens.
Yes.
It's more about the artifacts.
More about the artifacts and human stuff, and also like things coming through the rift, like not necessarily aliens, but yeah, all sorts of things.
What has come through the rift lately? Nothing.
Oh yeah, that's a good point actually. What has come through the rift lately?
Absolutely jack shit.
Yeah, because Mary's craft came down from space.
Yeah, many moons ago. And she brought the necklace with her.
Countryside was humans and not aliens.
Yeah. Anyhow, should we move on to the next episode then?
Have we finished talking about Suzie?
Yeah. Not much more to say about her.
Oh,
when she goes to her dad and says,
"Oh,
it was worth coming back for that."
Yes. But that makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like, what was their relationship? Like, was he abusive? I'm guessing he was abusive.
Yeah.
But she had some issues, some serious issues.
100%.
Yeah. I liked Eve Miles' performance when she was sort of gradually getting drained and getting sleepier.
I'm bleeding. And she said, and then she did with a straight face, she was like, "You're getting shot in the head. Slowly."
Yeah.
I was like, you bitch. Oh, let's talk about how the glove just was made out of metal, but then as it got shot, it shattered,
splintered, yeah.
Yeah, shouldn't have exploded. Unless it was a special bullet that was like...
Maybe. It's just dramatic, isn't it? Shall we move on to random shoes?
Random shoes. Random shoes.
You like this episode?
Yes.
It is a good one, another good one.
Yes.
Very different tone.
Yes.
I would say it's one of the, well, it's probably the tamest episode of Series 1, like in terms of, there's no like sex or swearing stuff in it.
No.
There was one bit, because I have to say, I watched this at my grandparents' house, this episode. So I went to stay with them for the evening, and the episode was coming on, and we'd had our dinner, and I said, "Oh, you know, there's this thing I've been watching called Torchwood, a spin-off of Doctor Who." I was like, "Would it be alright if I watched it?" So they said okay, and I watched it, and there's one bit where someone asks something, and Owen just goes, "Oh, fuck knows," and I remember just being really embarrassed, like, "Oh my god, they swore." But like, could have been worse. It could have been day one or something that I've been watching. That wouldn't have been good. There's a bloody yapping dog outside our window, and I have to have the window open because it's so warm. So apologies, listeners, if you can hear that.
Apologies for the yappy dog. We are so sorry, but that is life. Oh well, don't cry about it.
I actually, speaking of my grandparents and Torchwood, I think now's the time to bring up my other story.
Ooh.
What? Do you know it?
No.
I think I've told you before, but you've probably forgotten. Basically, it's a bit sad, but I was maybe about 15 or so. I was around at my grandparents'. My uncle was there as well, and we were having lunch. And I think my grandpa was reading the paper, and there was something in it. Torchwood was mentioned, and he didn't know what it was. And my uncle said to him something like, "It's a spin-off of Doctor Who," and he goes, "and it's written by Russell T Davies, because Russell T Davies is a gayer, and so's John Barrowman, who plays the lead in it, so they use Torchwood to like And then my grandpa interrupted him and was like, "Oh yes, advertise their practices. Oh yes, yes." And meanwhile, I was sitting there as a closeted gay,
homosexual.
Yes, and I was like, "Okay, that's not very nice, is it?" And then years later, like 10 years later, when I finally came out to my grandpa, I did it by email. I wrote him a long email, and I actually mentioned in it that moment when I said, I've heard you and my uncle making comments about gay people, and it's made it quite difficult for me to come out to you. And when he replied, he was like, "Oh, you may have heard, making comments in jest, but, we didn't mean them seriously," and stuff like that. Yeah, that was a sad moment in my life.
Squish, squish.
And if I'd been more confident, I probably could have challenged it, but you don't.
Slam down your forks and knife and say, "I am a homosexual."
Yeah.
Get used to it.
But you don't when you're that age, do you?
You're like,
yeah.
"Ooh, I'm a gay and I practice."
No, I certainly wasn't
way.
at that age.
What?
I was way off practicing at that age. Did you have similar moments in your family growing up? Like,
Oh yeah, Sam.
your brother,
Sam was vile.
homophobic?
Yeah, because he was a straight male and he had loads of straight friends and they would just make comments.
Yeah, and he was part of that.
Yeah, but as soon as I came out,
Yeah, but did he not know you or suspect you were gay?
no, because I was very good at being like, "Oh, look at this woman."
I never did that. I
I
never.
really fancy Taylor Swift,
Oh, bullshit.
and I was like, I did say that.
Yeah.
I did say that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really do fancy Taylor Swift, and I was like, I love her music. I was like, because I loved her music.
Yeah.
I was like, I only love her music.
I bet your mum wasn't fooled.
No, I have a story.
I know this story.
I'm not going to tell it on the podcast because it's very personal.
Okay, you don't have to.
But the thing is, though, I do think to myself, like, what would my life been like? If I think I was like 14, 15 at that time. What would my life be like coming out that early?
Yeah.
Like I know you came out early.
No, but only, mine was very much in stages. I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah, we have. But like, I had a guy come out of my school in the final year.
Yeah.
And he changed him. Like he was asked so many questions, and I even asked him questions. But then I guess they came across as awkward straight man questions.
Yeah.
But it was me really like trying to
Testing the
educate
waters.
myself.
Yeah.
Because he was 16 and having sex.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was nowhere near that. I hadn't
Yeah.
even been kissed. I haven't even kissed a girl.
No.
Even though I had a girlfriend, and I could have kissed her, but I didn't.
That's the greatest love story ever written.
I have
Ben
never made the first move.
That girl standing at lunchtime.
Yes, standing together. I've never made the first move. Stephen kissed me first.
Excuse me.
You did.
Yes, but do we want that on the podcast?
Well, it's
just
very
a fact,
relationship
isn't it?
based thing. Yeah, it's about history. God, Stephen is such a. Just get over yourself. 7 years ago, mate.
Mate.
7 years ago, done and dusted.
Anyway.
That was a long ramble on our own.
Yeah, I like rambles. I think,
Yeah.
I'd like
So back to
random
Eugene.
shoes. Yeah.
Oh, did you find Eugene so attractive?
Yeah.
Oh,
Kind of.
He was yummy.
A cutie.
He was a very cutie. And I have a huge soft pot.
A soft pot.
No, I have a huge soft spot
Yes.
for men with
Full
dark
stop.
hair and blue eyes.
Oh, we know that, yes.
Yes. And
What
he
colour's
had
my
like
hair?
sandy. Stephen has black hair.
It's not black, it's dark brown.
It is.
It's dark
not.
brown. No,
It's
I do not have black hair.
It's not.
I mean, it's
like
grey.
almost the colour as this.
It's no one can see what that is.
Oh.
It's largely grey actually at the moment at the front, but anyway.
Yeah, Stephen started going grey at 3 years old.
Yeah, anyway.
He was already stressing about the drinking from the boob. So it stressed him out and he went grey.
Anyway, we're still veering off. Let's go back to Eugene. I wouldn't call him Hottie of the Week. I'd call him Cutie of the Week.
Oh.
Maybe Hottie.
And when he was led down, you could see his pecs.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, you could see that he was well-defined pecs. I don't have pecs. I have moobs,
Yeah.
but
that's the funny thing about casting in TV shows and stuff, because the people they cast as like the awkward, nerdy, probably not very attractive kind of people are still very attractive. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
even his dad was a little bit attractive.
Oh, really? Okay. Like
I said a little bit attractive, not much attractive.
like Xander in Buffy. Like he's supposed to be like, oh, no girl wants to go out with him and blah blah blah, and he's so awkward. But
I think every girl wanted to go out with him.
But exactly, he was a very good looking actor.
Yeah.
And they always do that. And it actually, that's quite damaging for people watching.
Yes.
I just mean if you cast a clearly conventionally good looking actor and have them constantly be portrayed as like, oh, they're unattractive, it makes you think, God, if they're unattractive, what am I? I must be,
Yeah,
you know.
I can understand that. And that's how I have felt a lot of the time. It was a very subdued episode. It was a very, like, character-driven episode.
Yes.
It was... Eugene dragged this episode through.
People say it's the Torchwood version of Love and Monsters.
Yes, I would agree, and I would say to myself, if I'm going to rank it now, it's probably going to go, because I loved Eugene so much as a character, and he was only in one episode, but by the end you really felt for this character. Like,
yeah, they did a very good job of
his. What's it called when you overtalk?
Voiceovers.
Yeah. Those were like those made you understand him.
Yeah, they're very intimate.
And I'm sorry, Gary and whatever
Josh, his mates. So
Josh
quote
was not
unquote.
his mate.
That's what he called them. You know, when they came in through the door and he said, "My mates."
Yeah, I'm sorry. Josh was a knob.
Josh was a knob, yeah.
Josh was an absolute knob. And do you know what would have made this episode? Like, I thought there was one point in there I thought Josh had killed him with a red car.
Oh wow, yeah.
But they had found the red car man and they thought he survived. But then the thing is, though, hit and run is a serious offence and you can get done for manslaughter.
Yeah, that guy was such a prick.
Yeah.
You know, when he kept flirting with Gwen, like...
Yeah. And he called him a loser.
Yeah.
And he was like, a failure. And I was like, what had he failed at? Like, I do feel like he was 1992, he was in school, and I was like, they're going to now use... that as like vintage time. I
know, it makes you feel very old, doesn't it?
Yeah, like 31 years ago.
That's the year we were born, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can I do my little claim to fame?
Yes. So I went to Stephen and said, Stephen, you should have applied to be that young lad.
So the young Eugene character, yeah. And I turned to Ben and I actually said, well, actually, I used to know him. I used to know that. So his name's Luke, the boy who played him.
Does he still act?
I have no idea, actually. I don't know. I'm not in touch with him anymore.
Oh.
But we used to do youth theatre together. And I've always been very shy. And I would always sort of hang around on the outside of the group and not really be part of it. But he and I got on really well, and our dads got on well. And so we always used to chat like before sessions and rehearsals and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God, your dad was a drama dad.
Well, because he dropped me off and stuff.
Oh my God. That needs to be a parody of dance moms. Dance dads. No, yeah. Drama dads.
Drama dads. Yeah.
Oh my God. I need to write this as a play.
Okay.
Like you have the gay dads, then you have the straight dads that don't really want. Okay, I'll percolate this and I'll talk to you about it another time.
Okay. Sounds fun. But yeah, I knew him, and that was, and so again, first time watching it, I was like, oh, it's Luke. And yeah, so I didn't know he was going to be in it.
Oh,
yeah.
Hi Luke. Bye Luke. Yeah. Why did you not apply for it?
Because I didn't get put forward for it.
Oh.
It's, you have to. I did have an agent at the time.
Oh.
Fun fact for anyone. I mean, no one who's listening to this will know this, but I was in an advert for British Airways when I was about 10.
Before.
Not on the podcast. I haven't.
I think you have.
I definitely haven't. Yeah, I had to throw a milkshake over the actor who played Simon's dad on The Inbetweeners.
Mm.
That's my claim to fame.
That is your claim to fame. Imagine a podcast called "Would It Be Made Today?" and like you just watch shows that like Inbetweeners and
Oh God,
Little Britain and
Oh God,
those Come Fly With Me.
Yeah,
those
the thing is, I loved those shows
growing up
in the past.
Like they are like pivotal moments in UK comedy,
and I'm sure some of the sketches and stuff stand up fine today, but
Little Britain, a lot of them don't.
Most of them don't, probably.
Marjorie doesn't.
Oh God, yeah.
Because she fat shames.
Yeah.
And she is racist.
Oh God, yeah. No, I was thinking of the funny little shop where he's like, Margaret, Margaret!
That one's fine.
That one's fine, yeah. I find that one funny. But yes,
and like lemon drizzle cake. Do you have
any nuts? The lemon drizzle cake has no nuts. If you haven't seen that sketch, you must be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway, we really must get back to random shoes.
Yeah.
What I was saying about a million years ago was that it's a very different tone in this episode, and I was saying it's one of the tamer ones, but it's still quite dark in a way because it's obviously very focused on death.
So it is very focused on death.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it.
The focus on
to
death.
Be so focused on death. I really was hoping that the eye
would bring him back to life,
or would give him, like, he would just be knocking on the coffin and bring him back to life. And like, I just don't understand, like, when he saved Gwen.
No, that is a bit. It does stretch it a little bit.
Yeah. And especially, I can understand, like, when he's, like, he could have saved her or whatever, but, like, when he physically corporealizes himself...
Yes.
I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get this ending. Like, you're teasing to the audience that he came back.
Yeah.
And, like, then Gwen was like, don't go.
Don't go now, Eugene.
Don't go now, Eugene.
Yeah.
And I'm like... I don't think Eugene deserved the fate that he had. And I hope Gary and Josh really feel responsible for him.
Yes.
Because Gary really misses him.
Yes.
But that's not the same. You Josh picked a fight with him. I'm sorry, no, you don't. You did something bad by racking up the money.
Yeah. Actually, you remember Josh in the video shop, he said he was going to be moving to London soon. Maybe that was his guilt. Maybe he was wanting to move away and get a fresh start.
Yeah. I can actually think that's very true.
Yeah.
Is that boy Scottish? Was that boy properly Welsh? Is he actually a Welsh man?
Josh?
Yeah.
I think so. Why?
Because his accent
was very...
It dropped.
Did it?
I feel like it went American a lot of the time.
No.
It dropped on certain words and it went weird.
I'm sorry, but I don't think we can trust your ears on this matter.
I think we can.
He was the most Welsh person to ever Welsh.
Sorry, I think that crown belongs to Russell T Davies, the king of the Welsh people.
Yeah.
I see Russell T Davies being like, "You're right, love."
Have you seen him in an interview or anything?
I've seen a picture of him.
Yeah.
Steven's got something signed by him. His penis.
What? As in Russell's penis or my penis?
Your penis.
Just like Russell cut his penis off and sent it to me with a signature on it.
Do you find Russell attractive, Stephen?
That's a very personal question.
Oh, you can tell me afterwards then. He's born the same age as my mum, isn't he?
He wouldn't find me attractive, let's put it that way.
Or was he a twink?
Because I follow him. Yeah, I follow a lot of twunky people on Instagram, and I frequently see Russell T Davies' name come up under the likes.
Oh.
Something, we were talking about how dark this is, actually, the bit that gets me the most is that he's witnessing the aftermath of his own death. And he witnesses his own funeral.
Oh, yeah.
Which is something that, to be honest, I think a lot of people have probably thought about.
Yeah.
I think we all think about that sometimes. Like, what will our funeral be like? Because we'll never see it, you know.
Well, unless you fake your death and then sit in the back row.
Or you march in through the door and you go, I object!
But the thing is, how do we know that people haven't witnessed their funeral? I
think we know.
If ghosts exist...
Yeah, they don't.
If spirits exist...
Sorry, but I don't think they do.
Mr. Man...
Who?
Mr. Man.
Who?
Mr. Man.
Who are you talking about?
Mr. Man with the crazy hair, and he's a scientist.
Who?
He said that energy just can't drop.
Einstein.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true, but it goes away as something else. It turns into heat or whatever. Just because energy can't be destroyed doesn't mean that your consciousness is going to stay as a consciousness. Sorry to burst your bubble.
Maybe it does, and you're just not susceptible to it.
No, it's perfectly possible, because there's a lot of things. No, I say it's perfectly possible. It could be the case.
Energy resonates. Energy can leave marks.
I know there's a lot of things that science hasn't cracked yet. If based on what we know at the moment, I just don't think it's feasible that anything remains of your soul, or so to speak, after you die.
Would you ever do a seance?
Yeah, maybe, for fun.
Would you ever do a Ouija board?
A Ouija board. It's a bit creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, the thing is, though, you can always tell that someone's, like, guiding it. I've never done it, but, like...
If we did a seance, I'd be like Charles Dickens, and I'd be like, oh, load of old poppycock. Remember that?
No.
Do you not remember that? Unquiet Dead.
Oh.
And he was very against all that. He was like, oh, load of table rappers and blah, 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 you know.
You're very good at the snobby, old worldy voice, aren't you?
I am. It comes naturally to me. Remember the Happy Cook?
Yeah.
Obviously a stand-in for a little chef.
Yeah.
Do they exist anymore?
I don't think so.
I haven't seen one for ages.
They must be defunct. Oh, in her accent, it sounded so wrong.
Happy Cock. She was funny, though, wasn't she? She's like, that's not acceptable behaviour. Not at a Happy Cock.
So, I'm going to say this to people.
Yeah.
Because this is very tangently. If you are ever from another country and you come to this land called England, or the UK, we wouldn't like to call it sometimes, you must go to a place called Greg's. If you can't eat meat, or if you can't eat pork, have a vegan sausage roll. If you can eat pork and you like pork, get a normal sausage roll. They're both very nice. I eat both. I tried a vegan one the other day and it was delicious. And I went back and got another one.
This episode of the podcast sponsored by Greg's.
I fucking wish. I wish. Greg's hit us up.
Okay. Anyway, I do think this is a good episode. I think there's some clever writing in it as well, like how Eugene is following Gwen around and she can't see him, but he's sort of there in her subconscious somewhere.
Yeah.
Because did you notice those bits like she was having a conversation with someone like Josh in the video shop?
Yeah.
And Eugene would cut in with something and her response sort of worked for both the things.
Yeah. But can we just talk about Eugene and Josh and Gwen in the thing?
Yeah.
He charged her £34.
Yeah.
And in the diner, he only had £34 on him. He diddled her.
Oh, what? He took it for himself?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I never noticed that. Well noticed. That's clever as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a prick. Yeah.
What a knob.
This was obviously a very well written episode, like some very clever bits to it. So I learned some stuff about Torchwood recently, which was very interesting. Somebody called Bad Wolf on Instagram, he was commenting on our episode about Cyberwoman. He said originally Cyberwoman was meant to be episode 10 of the series, and Yanto was the villain of the series. Throughout the series we were meant to see him like pocketing bits of tech in the background, and then that would be revealed towards the end of the series that he was doing all this for Lisa under the ground. But because of time and budget restraints, the sort of order got jiggled around and a lot of stuff got cut. I mean, I'm glad Yanto didn't end up the villain, because I like him as he is.
Yeah. And I think it would be a bit much to have two villains in the team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Suzie as well. Yeah.
Because then it makes out like then you lose faith in all the team, and you would be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you would be like, who can we trust?
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think that was right. But also, yeah, Martin said apparently the making of Series 1 was an absolute shit show. So Chris Chibnall inherited the showrunner role after the first block of shooting, when it became apparent Russell T Davies couldn't do both shows. So Russell had obviously just, attempted to run both simultaneously.
Yeah.
And then, had to hand it to Chibnall.
Chippy chip chip, chippy chip chip.
Oh, there's a wasp in here.
Cool.
Oh my God. Okay, it's flown off. Thank God for that. Yeah, and the turnaround, apparently, it was commissioned in October 2005. They started filming in May 2006, and then broadcast in October 2006. So that's a year between it getting commissioned and airing. So Martin says they had half the time and half the budget to make the same amount of episodes of Doctor Who. So it's amazing they did what they did, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, is there anything else you want to say about Random Shoes?
No, but I want to say well done to the people who got my Angemon reference.
Yes.
And for people who do not know, the correct answer is
Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions.
You messed me up then.
Sorry, I tried to be cute and join in.
Okay.
I never even watched it, really.
It's amazing.
Ugh.
Stephen, don't things that you don't know anything about.
Well, sorry, but you're always ughing things in Doctor Who, so...
Yeah. We've never watched it, though. I've watched Doctor Who now.
Yeah, but you were ughing Doctor Who before you'd ever watched it.
Yeah, and I'm still in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Ask me questions.
It's time to put these 2 episodes on our Torchwood list. So where are they going to go for you? It's currently top for both of us is Greek Sparing Gifts.
So Eugene's episode...
Random Shoes.
...is going to go number 2.
Just under Greek Sparing Gifts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other episode, Suzie, is going to go under Countryside.
Cool. So number... Oh, hang on.
4.
Yeah, that's a good spot for them. I think mine's probably going to be pretty similar, to be honest. I'm going to do the same as you, except I'm going to put They Keep Killing Suzie above Countryside.
Oh, okay.
So mine's going to go Greek Sparing Gifts, Random Shoes, They Keep Killing Suzie, then Countryside. Our lists for Torchwood are very much in line, much more than they are with Doctor Who. Okay, well, I think it's probably time for us to wrap up, because I've got to... oh, God, I've been so busy this week. I've got to head out to a committee meeting at the theatre. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Always a pleasure.
You can find us at Instagram at About Time Podcast.
That's wrong.
You can find us on Instagram at About Time Cast. You can find us on TikTok at About Time Podcast. You can find us on Gmail at About Time Podcast. About Time Cast at gmail.com.
Yes.
And you can find us on Twitter.
Tweet.
Oh, that's so much fun.
That's what you do.
Tweet.
Twitter is...
About Time Cast.
Yes. Okay. Got there in the end.
At twitter.com.k.
No.
Okay.
Oh, my God. I think we'll swap our roles back for next time.
Have a lovely week. Don't miss us too much. We're gonna say goodbye. It's about time we said goodbye. Oh my God. It's about time we said goodbye. That's good.
Maybe.
No, you're just jealous because you didn't think of it.
But I like Stay Fantastic.
I like about time. It's about time we said goodbye. It's about time that we say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Stay fantastic. Bye.